Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Monday, February 25th, 2013. Thank you for tuning in. Let's jump right into the charts. Here we'll start off with the usual S&P 500 E-mini futures. You'll see the futures are trading higher by about 6.5 points at the moment to 15.21 per contract. They have come off the highs a little bit. They were up about 8.5 points a little earlier. But either way, still up on the day. The catalyst for the move higher in the futures really is the weaker dollar today. Today the dollar is pulling back. We talked about the dollar last week really blasting off to the upside, showing a lot of strength into some resistance, a little bit extended and overbought. And today the dollar is pulling back down by 38 cents. 38 cents. A 38-cent decline on the dollar actually moves markets. So, again, you always want to be aware of that. But the dollar is pulling back today, and rightfully so. It was a little bit extended, a little bit overbought. To see the dollar pull back is not really a shocker here. Almost expected. Something that we've been talking about here at In the Money Stocks happening early this week. So we'll see if the dollar pulls back a little bit more. But nonetheless, dollar down. Market is getting a bid. If you look across the pond and you look at the European markets this morning, you'll see that they are all trading decently higher. German DAX is up 2.4%. CAC 40, French CAC 40 up 1.9%. And the Italian markets and Spanish markets both up about 2%. The FTSE 100, which is London, the English market, that is up 0.6%. They did get downgraded on Friday. They lost their AAA credit rating. Just downgraded to AAA minus by Moody's. So again, we'll see how that plays out. I think that's actually positive for them in the short run because it'll weaken the currency, and the British pound this morning is falling. And if you have a lower currency these days, it seems like you have a higher stock market. So here's the British pound, and you could take a look here. Take a look at a 60-minute chart. You'll see that that has come down from Friday. So again, weaker currency market, the better your stock market does. Just look at Japan, which really rallied again last night, and Japanese yen falling again versus the dollar. So, this is what it's come down to: just all money printing, and how low can you devalue? How much can you devalue your money to get your stock market up? Across in Asia last night, as I said, Nikkei 225 finishing higher by 2.4%. The Shanghai was up 0.5%, and the Bombay Indian Sensex basically flat. Singapore was also flat last night, and the Hang Seng, which is Hong Kong, just up about 0.1%. So not really that big a deal. But again, it looks like the Nikkei 225 getting a new central bank president, and that's really all that matters. Will they continue to print Japanese yen? And the answer is yes. And the stock market continues to inflate. At some point, though, that could turn out to be a disaster. All right, let's take a look at a few things out here in the markets. We're going to start off with gold. Gold is getting a little rebound today. So gold is up $17 an ounce, and that is trading right now, spot gold, around $15.90 an ounce. So decent little pop here. You can take a look at the GLD this morning. Off the highs, but still around 153.78. That closed at 152.97 on Friday. So a decent little pop this morning. We'll see if gold can hold up throughout the close, but it is very, very overbought. So I think there's a legitimate chance that gold can hold up today. Let's take a look at its cousin, SLV, which is silver, the silver ETF, and you'll see that silver, little similar move, trading around 28.06. That closed at 27.83. So gold and silver are getting a bid this morning. The weaker dollar is certainly helping the precious metals. You also have oil catching a pretty sizable pop today. Oil is up about 90 cents to 94.03, $94.03, that is. Let's take a look at the USO. You'll see that trading close to the $34 level, $33.95. So again, weaker dollar, stronger commodity prices, stronger gold, stronger oil. Again, weaker dollar today, and that's what it all comes down to. This level I gave you guys on the dollar, which was 33.40, has pretty much held up, and you can see we've had a pretty decent little bounce from that level. This level gets breached on a closing basis, daily chart closing basis. Then there's problems out there for oil. Right now, oil's holding up very, very well. Gasoline, which is really skyrocketing as of late, is still holding up very, very well today. Watch for higher gasoline prices on a weaker dollar as well. Right now, I think the national average is around $3.79 in the United States for a gallon of gasoline. I know many people in Europe are saying, well, that's pretty cheap. But here in the United States, that affects the economy, and it really is not so cheap. Also, if you live in California or New York, you're paying much higher gasoline prices. So, definitely has its toll. It's like a tax on the consumer. There's not that many stocks out here as far as major gaps go, but one stock I am seeing today that really is getting hit on the chin is this Affimax. This thing was at $16. It is now at $3. So there's not a lot we could do with this one today. Looks like there's a drug recall, and it is just crushing the stock this morning. So I would just leave this one alone. I wouldn't do anything with it. I'll be looking for some gap plays to bring to the chat room this morning in a little while. But Monday's a little bit sometimes on the lighter side. But again, we should have a few out there. And we'll see how this market plays out. Couple of things that you want to know going into today's market is that there is an Italian election that the results will be out, I guess, sometime tonight or this afternoon. So as the results are released on the Italian election, that could move markets. So traders should be aware of that. Also at 10:30 a.m., I believe the Dallas Fed's February reading for manufacturing activity will be released. Okay, so we'll see how that plays out. That could be a little bit of a market mover. Also, there'll be comments coming out of the White House regarding the sequester. So just keep that in mind. The president, or whether it's John Boehner, both sides, the Republicans and Democrats, will go back and forth on this sequester. So we'll see how that plays out. There's always political drama whenever it gets close to a deadline. But I'm sure that the Republicans will probably just collapse on everything again and just give in to whatever the president wants. The president seems to get his way these days pretty easily. So we'll see how that plays out too. So you do have some things out here that can affect the markets. Most notably, the Italian election, I think, is probably the most important. And we may get some news of that this afternoon. So we'll see how that all shakes out going forward. Traders should watch for some strength in the European financials today. Also, the Japanese ADRs could tick a little bit higher as well. So I think we should keep all of that on watch, and we'll see how this market ultimately plays out going forward. But again, Mondays are usually on the lighter volume side, so we'll give the market that slight upside bias. I think that's what we probably have to look for today. Okay, with that said, everybody, I want to wish you all a great trading day, and I will see you on the charts. Take care, everyone.